When you look at the photos on Instagram, the drive from Boulder to Zion looks like this epic spiritual journey from the Rockies to the desert.
And it was. And looking back at the footage a month later, it's still the same.
We were 2,000 miles into a 7,000 mile trip, and I'd say the honeymoon phase of van life, it was over by that point.
Over. So here's exactly how we got our family of 6 across the Continental Divide.
Boulder was incredible. Honestly, it might have been one of our favorite stops.
We talk about it a lot. We were so optimistic that morning. We got up early, got a coffee on the way out of Boulder, but somehow between that and the end of our final destination in Zion, we added nearly like 3 or 4 hours to our already the longest drive that we did, which was, by our mistake, 10.5 hours.
Yeah, we still to this day really don't understand what happened. It's like
a time warp.
So, okay, we have to mention one stop that we made along the way. It was in Vail, Colorado, and we didn't even anticipate seeing it there. We just kind of stumbled upon it and we were like, what is this place? It was such a cute little town. It was so like picture perfect, and it felt like we'd seen it in movies.
I feel like it was in a Hallmark Christmas movie. That's what I felt.
Yeah, and we definitely made a mental note to come back there for a visit, and even just that general area just felt so cool.
Yeah, with those poplar trees, the yellow poplar trees just popping out, and then the kids were like, "There's snow! There's snow!" So Colorado, you're definitely beautiful, beautiful state.
Yep.
So there is something really symbolic though too about the Eisenhower Tunnel, which is something like the kids were like, "We get to go through a tunnel." You go in seeing granite from Colorado, and then pine trees and snow. But then Utah happened. And I know we talk about this a lot between you and I and then the kids, but I don't think that there was anything really like driving the van through the Utah desert. And like when we changed over, I remember seeing like just the layers and layers and layers of the rocks, and I don't know, that was beautiful. I mean, Colorado was beautiful, but there was something special about Utah.
Yeah, I totally agree. Colorado and then Utah, definitely places we want to spend a lot more time.
For sure. So then we finally, I think we rolled into the campground, which it wasn't necessarily a campground. It was a glamping resort, which was called Wildflower Resort, and it was in in Virgin, Utah. But I just remember it being like pitch black dark, and all the lights were on, and like people were having the campfire. That resort is about 15 minutes outside of the park entrance, so it's a perfect position. And for us, I think it was very beautifully appointed. It had the best sunset views. I've never seen anything like that in my life. And then even seeing the stars at night with the moon rising over the rocks. And then we had a nice little green area right beside our tent that the kids could play in. The grill was set up right there so we could walk to the grill and cook.
It was perfect for us.
I know. We'll definitely be doing a video later on all the cool places we stayed, but this one probably, I would say it's one of the top ones that we stayed in.
Yeah, I agree.
So the next morning after we kind of got there, we're good. It was off to the races with, it was mine and the kids' first experience at Zion. It was Jared's second time coming. So he kind of knew a little bit what to expect, but we had no clue what we were up against. The first thing that you can note is the shuttle system. I thought they had that down pretty well.
Yeah.
Definitely in Springdale. It's the heart of Zion. We parked in a zone because we got there a little later on that day. So the parking lot at the park was full. But they have different zones in Springdale where they have their own shuttle system that will pick you up and take you to the front of the national park entrance. So I thought that was like very well oiled and maintained.
Yeah, I thought so too. Like very well funded, well organized. And wasn't that during a government shutdown?
It was the first day of the government shutdown.
Even during a shutdown, they didn't really seem to miss a beat, honestly.
No.
So once we got there, our first stop was Big Bend Trail, where we heard there was an amazing canyon view, and honestly, we weren't disappointed at all. That wasn't even a big trail on my list, but it was just there, and we wanted to start at that point, and that was pretty awesome. I think we really made the best of it.
This temple of Sinawava is stop number 8, which is the last one. So we thought we were going to get off at Big Bend, and we were like, no, we're passing it. But what happens is that the shuttles don't stop at every stop, and it goes to the last stop, and then it comes back around and drops you off at that one. So we got a little extra ride in. But Big Bend is famous for 2 things: the best view of the Great White Throne and California condor spotting, which we didn't see, but we did see the Great White Throne. It's definitely a river walk. We followed the river as we walked in, and we were pretty much the only ones on that trail. And we took little Beardy with us, and he got to get out there too. It was just a nice walk, especially if you have kids and younger kids, where you can still get amazing views, and you just look up and literally, I mean, it's just a wall.
Yeah.
And then the sun's kind of shining through.
Like the canyon walls right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just like a picture perfect moment. And like Amber said, it was just us there, so I always appreciate that. So Big Bend, we highly recommend that. It's 0 effort for maximum view, and it really just took a minute to get down to the main section where we're hiking and hanging out by the river. Okay, let's talk about Weeping Rock. That was one of the really cool spots that I don't know if I had seen that the other time that I was at Zion, but if you've been following Zion news, you know that this trail has been closed on and off for years because of massive rock falls, which is pretty scary.
That was a little scary, yeah. So like entire slabs of the mountain though, breaking off.
And it is a really short trail, which is kind of nice. It's only half a mile, but it is pretty steep.
Yeah.
Although I think it was like a paved path,
yeah.
or it was easy. It wasn't like there's a lot of difficult steps, but it was pretty steep.
Yeah.
And because it had been closed for so long, we didn't really know what to expect as we walked up that path.
And that hike was pretty much like a ramp. I mean, the kids did really well, and I think Michaela and maybe one of the other kids had the trekking poles, which helped a lot, and I think you used your trekking poles. I mean, basically, you were just kind of like leaning over and hoping that you were going to make it up. I mean, my quads were burning.
But then you hit this little alcove, and it's called Weeping Rock because the water literally gets squeezed out of the sandstone like a sponge.
And it creates this permanent rain shower. I mean, it was, I don't know, you just got to pay attention to this video. I mean, it's literally like plants are hanging in the garden in the middle of the desert from a wall.
Yep.
It was so different.
How wide was it? Like 100 feet?
I mean,
wide?
Literally you could take a panoramic picture.
The kids kind of treated it like a splash pad, which was really cool. I think Sully had us stand right where the water was dripping.
It was me, because I was getting soaked.
For about 10 minutes straight. He loved it. I think we all kind of did.
So if you go, just be careful. It is slippery. When we walked up to the alcove, we did have to really like hold the railing, pay attention to where we are.
Luckily there was like a metal railing there.
And it's nature just being nature. So it was definitely, I would recommend that for sure. And it's really quick. So in between the hikes, we decided to grab a bite to eat at the Zion Lodge. Jared has talked about this spot since the time he visited back in, we believe it was 2015.
Yeah.
It's definitely magical with the lodge set back at the foot of just the red rock cliffs. And then there's a black oak sitting right in the middle. And Jared always is like, I took a nap right there after we hiked so long. And you took a nap with your brother and his brother-in-law. And so we had to go and like reminisce and really partake in that. So there are 2 food options there. There's like a grab and go when you go in, and then there's also just the Red Rock Grill that's a sit down. We chose to do Red Rock Grill, and it was a great experience. We got to sit on the outdoor patio that overlooked that whole green area with that black oak, and then you saw emerald green pool trail. It was definitely.
Yeah. And it wasn't that busy.
Yeah.
Like everybody else was going to the other place, and then I just wanted to check this out. And it seemed a lot more special, and like the food was a lot more unique.
Yeah.
It just felt like a better experience than just doing like the grab and go. So.
Yeah. And then also bonus is that we got to see some rock climbers behind us.
Oh yeah.
On that rock, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't expect that. Okay, so if you look up family hikes in Zion, the first thing that usually pops up is the emerald pools.
So naturally, we had to do it. You get off at the Zion Lodge, and if you were like us, we ate at the Zion Lodge and we kind of just walked across the street. So it's great. It's like a main hub of people, and you have the hotel there. So if you stayed there, you could easily just walk over to the emerald pools, and then literally the trailhead is like right there.
Yep, and it's a 1.2 mile hike, and that's round trip. And it takes about an hour at a pretty leisurely pace with the kids.
It is a very easy trail too. It's paved the entire way to just the lower pools. Now that's not the middle and the upper pools. But it is stroller friendly at that point. So if you need to take one, it's manageable for toddlers too. There's only about a 70-foot elevation gain on that. The hike to the lower pool is pretty magical. I mean, Finn found all the rocks to kind of jump on. We found a really cool rock that had some kind of, I'm not sure what was going on with that rock.
Yeah.
Remember the different
texture? It had like
texture?
a coating on it.
Yeah. So you're definitely like walking through a desert, and then all of a sudden you're kind of like in another green area with the falls kind of dripping again right in front of you.
Yeah.
It's one to do. I mean, you had talked about it. You said you really liked it.
So yeah, there's a massive rock overhang when you get there where waterfalls from the pools above drip right down onto the trail. Yeah. It's like this natural misting system.
And it does get slippery because it was muddy, but I think the kids again loved it and loved the fact that it was like this clean, cool water.
Yeah. So here's where you have to make a choice. You can either do the loop back down or you can keep climbing to the middle and upper pools. Since we had been at the park for the entire day, we just decided to take the win and just head back.
Yeah. So we've heard that the hike up to middle and upper trails is beautiful, but it is a little bit more difficult and has several switchbacks that make it difficult to hike with a stroller and potentially toddlers. So the rest of our night was spent at our tent in Wildflower Resort, the coolest glamping location that we've seen yet. Like we said, we got to experience a magical sunset at that point, which we didn't get to see the night before.
Yeah.
But we were able to cook dinner and like looked right over that. We cooked dinner by ourselves. No one else was there.
Oh yeah, that's the night we grilled out.
Yeah. And then you have these like nice big tables that you can lay everything out. And then we stood there and ate. It was like a really great, I mean, the setup there is amazing. They've done a really good job. And they had, I think that night we did the fire pit and they gave you like a little s'more pack.
I thought that was cool.
And they had like a nice, real wood burning. It wasn't a gas one, so that was nice. It was a wood burning one. And the kids enjoyed collecting rocks and making like little rock towers.
They spent like hours looking at the rocks. And it was cool because they were just different rocks than you'd ever have in Charleston. So it just felt really special. They were in heaven just looking at rocks. So overall, everything today was worth it. Now we've done the warm-up hikes, we've done the viewpoints. Now it's time for the big one.
The big one, the Narrows. That's the big one.
We were saving that one for last because we knew that was going to be pretty intense.
Yeah.
If you want to see if we survived the river, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell.
And drop a comment below. Have you hiked Zion with kids? Did we miss anything? We'd love to hear your stories.
So thanks so much for hanging out with us, guys, and we'll see you in the canyon.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.